Hello and welcome students. Today we will be learning about transportation. Before we understand what is transportation, let us understand the meaning of transportation. Transport word means moving or helping you to move from one place to another, like the car, the bus, the cycle, the scooter and so on. So in our body also, in human body also, the movement of blood is very much needed in order to get energy. Whatever food we eat, whatever oxygen you take in, that needs to move inside the body. So this movement is done by the blood. But blood cannot be moved alone inside the body. There has to be a pump system. Here, before understanding, let me give you a small example. You have seen the water being taken up into the overhead tank. Can the water go by its own from the ground to the overhead tank? Your answer will be no. So, what is done? A pump is fitted which pulls the water and takes it to the overhead tank. So also in our body, God has provided us with a very important organ called the heart. Heart is usually the size of a fist. It's that small, but it is very, very important. It starts beating at the time when you are conceived in your mother's womb and till the time a person is on the earth. Not even for a second it stops. It is that important. Now we will see how the heart helps to move the energy in our body. It does both the work. It helps to move all the good things in your body and collect all the bad things and helps it to be thrown out. If we look at the chambers of heart, there are 4 chambers in a heart. The 2 small ones and the 2 big ones. The small ones are said to be auricles, or they can be also called as atria. Singular is atrium. And the lower ones are called the ventricles. Whenever we study, we write or we print, this side is considered to be the left side. This is the left side and this is the right side. That means the mirror image of your writing. Just remember that the left side of the heart carries pure blood and the right side carries impure blood. Now, in my previous video, I explained to you that in the lungs, oxygen is present. This oxygen is collected by the blood vessel. It enters the auricles. From the auricles, it comes to the ventricles, and from the ventricles, it is sent to different parts of the body. Now, what type of blood will it be when the blood vessel comes in contact with oxygen? That will always be the oxygenated blood or the pure blood. Once the blood enters, this will pass to ventricles. From the ventricles, it will be passed to different parts of the body. At the same time, when the blood is passing to different parts of the body, it is supplying energy at every part. And when it is supplying energy at every part, obviously the blood becomes devoid of oxygen. So all that blood which has donated oxygen, energy, all the good things into different parts of your body, they get collected and they come directly into the right side of the auricle. Then from the right side of the auricle, it comes to the right side of the ventricle. And from the ventricle, again it enters or collects from the lungs oxygen and sends back into the auricles, left side. So this is a continuous process, a cycle that goes on. And here blood enters twice, once in the left auricle and once in the right auricle. So it is called as double circulation. And how does oxygen enter into the blood vessel? It is by the process of diffusion, that is from higher concentration to lower concentration. But a time comes when the concentration in both are equal. That means it cannot move from one to another. During that time, the hemoglobin, which is denoted by the short form HB, goes and has got affinity towards oxygen and it forms oxyhemoglobin. And this oxyhemoglobin, which is rich in oxygen, is brought back till the last amount present in the lungs. So this is how transportation takes place in animals. But at the same time, there is another point here. There is the movement of the blood, and this movement of the blood sometimes results in some amount of leakage from the pipe. Suppose if this is the pipeline through which the blood is passing, it's the arteries. While passing, some amount of blood, not exactly blood, it is the plasma, the matrix of the blood, that oozes out from some parts of this pipeline, which is rich in fats, carbohydrates, low in proteins, and they get accumulated in certain bag-like structure. This is called the lymph node, and the oozing out of the liquid is said to be the lymph. Once it gets collected in the lymph node, which is present at various parts in our body, whatever important things are there, they are again sent back into the main blood vessel. So the capillaries bring the lymph into the lymph node, which is present at various places. From there, all the important things are again sent back into the pipeline. So this is about human transportation.